In this video, we are just going to pretty much show you how to clean the wheel of a motorcycle. So these are floating rotors, and what we want to do is clean up those bobbins so the rotors float properly. So I'm going to take some WD-40 and I'm just going to give a little spray to each one of the bobbins. So use WD-40 on this project. I would suppose a penetrating oil would be okay, but WD-40 works the best because once you get it all cleaned up, there's going to be a little bit of that WD-40 residue inside the bobbin, and that'll help the spring make this rotor bounce back and forth properly for you. So with the WD-40 in there, I'm going to go ahead and I take a easy out in the T-handle, and I just spin it back and forth and just work that WD-40 into the bobbin and into the spring that's on the inside of the rotor. And what this does is it just cleans it up and allows this rotor to float on the hub perfectly the way it was meant to float. This particular bike that I'm working on has been sitting for many years. This is the left side that we're working on right now. And it's the better of the two sides. It's the kickstand side, and not as much garbage has built up over the years while the bike just sat in storage. So again, I'm just going through and I'm making sure that all these bobbins spin freely, and they just work properly. So once I get those spun up pretty good, I'm going to come back with some 4-0 steel wool, and I'm just going to polish up the head of these bobbins. Again, like you, I want my bike to be pretty pristine when I go out and ride it. So I like to just do the little things, that makes the bike look like it's well loved and cared for. And I dress up a bike. Typically, I do one bike a year. If you've watched my videos, last year I was working on an F3, and that kind of fell through. And then I picked up and did a GSXR 600. That turned out to be a great bike, and it moved on to another rider who absolutely loves that bike right now. And hopefully the next owner of this Ducati will appreciate everything that I've done to it. And if they're watching this video before they buy it, then they know that this Ducati was well loved by me, if not by the last owner. So once I've hit all those bobbins with steel wool, I'm going to take a brush. You can use a toothbrush, but the bristles on a toothbrush aren't going to be as coarse as the ones on this like workshop brush. So I'm just going to scrub these bobbins down and get any kind of funk that's on the bobbins off the sides of them. That way the rotors just look good. I mean, that's what we're after, right? We just want a nice looking bike to ride around on. So once we get all these rotors and all these little internal pieces of the rotors shined up, we're going to wipe everything down. Now don't worry too much about the WD-40 residue that's left over on the rotor. Try to get as much as you can off. That would be fine, and then wipe it down with the paper towel nicely. But if you're at this stage that we're at right now, you're probably about to put a new tire on the front. So you're going to do at least 50 miles to break in that new tire. So within that 50 miles, with your brake pads dragging on the rotor as you go down the highway, it's going to burn off any of this excess WD-40 residue. I mean, granted, you're not going to jump on the bike and come out of your driveway wide open and grab a handful of brake and expect your bike to stop on a dime like you're used to. But after you put a few miles on the front wheel and on these rotors, all that WD-40 will have burnt off and it'll be gone, and it'll be safe to ride. So don't worry about that. If you are one of those concerned riders, by all means, you can pick up a product called Greased Lightning, and you can spray your wheels down with Greased Lightning and wipe them clean with that, and that'll get rid of any oily residue. All right, so we've now flipped the wheel over, and we're working on the bobbins on the right side of the bike. So this will be the right side. This will be the side that the air valve on your Ducati points out. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean up any grease and grime that's around where the axle goes, that axle hole there. We'll clean this up and make it a pretty bike. Now, I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but when I started doing this side, those bobbins were squeaking. So I know that this side got more weather than the other side, which is alright. Everything will be good. The previous owner of this bike did keep it under a cover, and it was under a carport. Not the best conditions to store a bike, but the bike looks alright. Once I got it home and I wiped down all the plastic looked okay. So we just have to do just some minor maintenance things and just get the bike roadworthy. I should have this bike. I'm hoping all my parts come in at least by the end of January, so I can have this bike back on the road in February, get it inspected in February, and be out riding for the spring on this Ducati. It's always fun to buy an older bike, one that maybe you wanted 10, 15 years ago. You buy it, you go through it, because you've saved so much money, you can throw any part you want at the bike and make it nice. If you've seen some of my other videos, I am not a stranger to going out on eBay and buying used parts, as long as the parts look pretty good, and putting it on a bike. I've already bought a ton of parts for this bike. I think I'm into this bike and parts alone at right around $1,600 at this point, because the left exhaust pipe was broken. I kind of thought about putting OEM exhaust back on it, and I couldn't find anything for the left side. So maybe there was a problem with these bikes and the left exhaust pipe. Either way, I went and bought a pair of GPR, black GPR aluminum pipes, and that's what I'm going to be putting on this bike next month when they come in. If you watch one of my videos for a 2005 Ducati S2R, you'll see a pair of high mount GPRs that I installed on that bike, and that bike sounds just absolutely amazing with those pipes. So I don't think I can go wrong putting them on this bike. I sure am looking forward to getting on this bike and running it through the mountains and putting it through its paces. But I've also got chain and sprockets for it. I went ahead and got the shorty levers. We're putting the new tires on now. One of my other videos, if you watched my tire videos, the previous owner did put the EBC HH pads on this bike, which is great for me because that's what I run on all my bikes. So that just saves me $37 per side that I don't have to buy for brakes. This bike did have an issue with the clutch and air. So I had to, when I was checking that out, sorting that out today, I went ahead and I had to order a new slave and new clutch cable. At some point in time in this bike's life, the one of the batteries leaked and leaked battery acid down the left side of the bike, and believe it or not, that battery acid ate through the clutch cable, so it leaks air pretty bad, and I can't bleed it out. So that should be here the first part of next week, and we'll do the video on installing the new clutch cable. I may or may not replace the slave. I don't know at this point. I think the current slave is still good, so the new slave that I purchased may just go on a shelf and become a spare. You guys know as much as I do that this won't be my last Ducati that I restore. I just love Ducatis. I love the feel of the Ducati Twin as I'm zipping through the mountains and the sound it makes, that nice rumble. One day I'm gonna get another 748 or a 996 and do up another one of those. I didn't have real good luck with the last 996 that I had, and I was really pissed about it. But that's here nor there. Ducati still makes a pretty good product. There was just a few years, 99, 2000, 2001, that Ducati really didn't give a crap about its customers or what kind of service they provided to their customers, or even if the customer had warranty, Ducati wasn't honoring the warranty with the damn flaking rocker crap that they had going on. But anyway, now I'm just wiping down the wheel with WD-40. Again, the WD-40 does a nice job of polishing up, but you do want to make sure you get most of this WD-40 off the wheel as well. The WD-40 will attract dust and dirt and stuff, but there's so many cobwebs and other junk on this wheel. I had to do something just to get it off and make the wheel look new again. This is the best way to do it. I end up pressure washing this bike later on today, so pretty much all that WD-40 is gone off the bike at this point. So thanks for watching this video. The next video up is going to be installing the wheel back on the bike. Please watch it, and thanks again for clicking on my link.